Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff, and this is the Zombie Land Saga Episode 7 review. With me, as always, are Coby and Torie. What's up, guys?
Oh, same old, same old. Watching some Zombie Land Saga.
The huge.
The huge.
Great. All right, well, I don't feel like pretending to be witty today, so let's just dive into it.
We're getting right into the meat of it.
Yeah, so the episode begins with Franchouchou debating as to what they should do about Ai and Junko. Ai has gone off and decided to practice relentlessly, even on her own, whereas Junko has basically holed herself up inside of a room barricaded behind boxes and ladders and such, refusing to go out and perform with them because of her old ideas about what it means to be an idol. That is, she doesn't believe that an idol should be so connected to her fans and should be her private life should be kept private or separated from her public life, I guess.
Right.
As one of our commenters told us, this is actually an industry-wide shift throughout the years that happened from her era compared to the current one, where in the past, they didn't really have the internet, so they weren't as connected to the fans, and they didn't have like these fan meetups and photo ops and stuff. And it's just a huge generational shift, and Junko is still struggling with that.
And it's a very deep thing, I guess, to dive into about the relationship between these our celebrities and our fans themselves. I mean, with the technology that we have, it's easier than ever to know exactly what they're doing all the time instead of keeping a level of distance between them. I mean, it's kudos to the show for diving into something like that, because I didn't expect them to really get into it.
Yeah, it's definitely not unique to idols. It's definitely something that happens to pretty much everyone in the entertainment industry. So it's interesting to just think about, like, the fact that all your favorite celebrities have Twitter accounts and they can talk to you, if they can reply to you sometimes if they want.
Yeah, if you guys were rich and famous, would you interact with fans, or would you want to keep your distance?
I want to interact with fans all the time.
I'd want to keep my distance.
Ah.
Oh, well.
Well, that could be the character you play.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, for me, it's kind of hard to imagine this. And some of her reactions to me are just unbelievable. Like, I think it's such a small thing to be dealing with. And I know to her it's not. Of course, she's a fictional character. It doesn't matter what she feels or what she does. But in this persona that she's showing off, she does care a whole lot about this. But for me, it's just like, come on, really? Like, even if you think your life should stay private, you're going to just give this all away just for this little thing, like being so stubborn. And I know, it's hard for someone to give up their values and ideals. And even for her, who hasn't been around for 30 plus years and the world has changed. But just for me watching it, I don't really understand it. And I don't think I can unless I was in this situation.
Unless you were an idol in the 80s who died in a plane crash and then was brought back to life by a crazy man who's secretly trying to save Saga, and then you have to confront your values. That sort of situation.
Exactly.
Yeah, just put yourself in her shoes.
Got it.
Yeah, and that's a lot of shoe to put in, and I can't fill that out. So for me, I just don't understand it. I don't.
I can understand that. It's not like a huge jarring cultural shift where it's like, oh, every time we perform, we sacrifice 10 girls.
Yeah, it's just the way the industry works now. You just got to do it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not a huge thing. I mean, it all started with just a photo op with some fans. Like, I mean, if the paparazzi were following them around into their households and everyone everything they knew about their life was on the internet and they found out about that might be a little bit more shocking or revealing. But it was just one small photo op that started all of this.
I'm surprised. I guess one step above this would be the exposure and relationship between idols and fans has the chance to reveal that they're zombies to the world. Because of idols' close relationships with people more so than they were before, it runs the risk of revealing their biggest secret that they're trying to keep hidden. So that would be like the next step of where they would hit it if this was trying to go super deep, but it's not really super important to the plot.
Yeah, there could be consequences to the current industry that they live in, and also keeping the secret that they're zombies and all that.
I mean, Tai or Tei Yamada, that's like the easiest example to throw out.
Yeah,
As like
and
something's wrong with her.
yeah, and okay, this is kind of skipping ahead, but later on they're kind of in like a green room or something like that, and you can see Lily, I think her name is.
Yeah, her
like
heart.
her heart is literally bursting out of her chest, and there's
Yeah.
other people in the room. There's like staff walking around, like and shit. Like no one decides to point it out. Like holy shit,
They're like,
Like,
hey
girl-
man, this is a payday. We're part of the crew. I've seen a
this
ton
is
of
way
weird
above my
acts.
pay grade.
We had
Uh,
Foo Fighters here last week, and they were crazy. So I mean, like, you zombies are just fine.
So what would you do, Kobe? Would you like to interact with the fans, or would you keep your distance?
I think I would hire somebody to interact with the fans for me to make it look like I'm really witty and interacting with everybody. But then like I could easily just take a step back and not do it when I don't feel like, but then still keep up the presence everywhere.
You mean like a doppelganger that would impersonate you?
Yeah.
Is
So
that
if I was a zombie and I would need a doppelganger for my zombie to interact with everything for me.
That's interesting. I think Hannibal Buress did something like that once.
He was
Yeah,
he was a zombie and he brought back a doppelganger of himself.
Something like that.
Oh.
Anyways, so yeah, that's the first part of the episode. They're kind of debating as to what to do. Sakura kind of has the idea to ask Kotaro, and of course, Kotaro just screams in her face. And for me personally, that joke has run its course. I no longer find his outburst of emotion and yelling at the girl is funny anymore, and that's just something I'm gonna have to live with. What about you guys? You think that joke's still funny, or
I think the way that they structured that joke worked. I mean, like it wouldn't have worked for me if they were like, Kataru is not going to listen to you. And then she's like, oh, I think he will if I go ask him. And then she goes to ask him and then they sit down and then he yells at her. I mean, like that wouldn't have worked for me. But the way that this joke is structured is like, Kataru might listen and then immediately cuts to her yelling like, shut up, you stupid zombie, sit down. Because the editing of that joke landed for me. So I think there's still creative ways to make his screaming outbursts funny. And I hope the show will continue to tap into them.
For me, I agree with you. The cuts were funny. The way that they shot it was funny, and the way it was funny. But I try to like step aside and think about these are just girls. I mean, I know they're not supposed to be girls because a lot of them are like 20 to 50 to 100 years old. But they're just still little girls being yelled at by an older man when they're just asking for advice, or they've come into this world not really knowing what to do or familiar with things, and he's just saying, you know, figure it out yourself, you dumbass zombies. Like that's not cool.
Yeah, I could see. I get those vibes sometimes too. It's like, oh, dude, just like calm down. Like they're not dumbasses. Like I get you can yell at them and be like extravagant and do your crazy shtick, but like calling them like stupid and dumb for like what they're thinking like over and over again. It's like that does raise some eyebrows.
yeah, and I mean, I wonder how well these jokes would translate to like if they dubbed this show, would that joke be funnier or not as or less funny? Because I don't know. I just like him being loud and obnoxious. I get it. That's part of his character, but the fact that that's kind of like a running gag at this point is getting kind of old. And I mean, I don't know.
Well, maybe
Whatever.
maybe they sense that you would feel like this because the next scene of Kotaro actually talking to Junko
is him kicking down the door and yelling at her.
Well, yeah, that's the start, but he's not really at her. But then he actually gives some really heartfelt advice, some really good advice, in my opinion.
Yeah, so basically, even though Kotaro said, shut up, you dumbasses, figure it out for yourselves, he steps in and decides to solve the problem anyways. So, what the fuck what was up with that, Kotaro?
Well, you have like a bipolar moment.
Another one, yeah, just another bipolar moment. Anyway, so yeah, he kicks down the door to Junko, who is pouting. She has mushrooms growing on her head, which I guess
Because she's been sitting and locked up in the room for
That's
over
like
2
that's like an
weeks.
anime. That's like a normal anime joke when someone's
Yeah.
is sad off and they just start growing mushrooms on themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought it was because she was a zombie and she was festering.
That could be that too. It's
could
more
be that too.
appropriate in this sense.
It
At
actually
least.
works, yeah.
Works more in this than in any other anime that I've seen it used in. Anyways, yeah, he kicks down the door, accidentally. Sorry, he kicks down the door and accidentally knocks Junko cold. And after she wakes up from being unconscious, Kotaro gives her the old talk, the old, sit down on a chair backwards, lean your arms up against the back of the chair talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gives her some advice. Essentially, he tells her, you know what, this is the industry now. You're gonna have to live with it. But that doesn't mean that you have to stop being you. Like, you can be the idol from the Showa period that you're known for. That can just be part of your character. But you can't do this on your own. You need your fellow zombie girls to back you up, and so you should dust yourself off and yeah,
I love
get
that.
out there and do it.
I thought that was great because I think it's obvious that this should be an idol group where like each person has like their character from like whatever period they're from, and that's what's going to make them stand apart when they fully embrace like where they came from and their traits of that period. So this is like the beginnings of that of them taking those steps. So she will be the 80s idol who doesn't like the public figureness. So I just like that scene a lot, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, we've seen scenes of Kotaro being the real mentor type in the past before, so it was good to see it again. And I also like that it was. See, I don't know what what idols were like in the past, from the period that Junko was in, but I know that like idol groups today, each member of the group has like a thing, like. This is the athletic one, like Spice Girls, like
Spice Girls.
like Spice Girls. Yeah, you've got Sporty Spice, you've got Ginger Spice.
Okay, just keep naming them.
You've got British Spice. Did I say that already?
No,
that's British.
It's not even one of them.
No. They're all from Britain. They're all.
Oh yeah, they're all British Spice. Well, anyways, my point is that each
you named 2 out of the
girl
5.
group has each character has their own personification, and I think that's kind of a good lens through which to view it. And I think it was kind of a good example of how the modern pop idol scene kind of helped to Junko. Junko was like not about the whole shaking hands with the fans things, but because that there's this idea of a character in a group, she can implement that into her character. So I don't know if that made any sense.
Yeah.
But
I like the advice. I'm tired of Kotaro. I don't know.
Is there anything? Yeah. What are you? Is there anything new to say, or are you just kind of over his character in general?
I mean, he seems like, how should I put it? He's there for specific reasons, and that's it only. It's like they need a funny, witty scene, throw in Kotaro. Need someone to give sage advice, throw in Kotaro. The concert's going terrible, throw in Kotaro. It's just like he seems like a just to throw in there and do something type of guy, and then that's it, nothing else.
It just sounds like he needs to get his master plan started.
I don't even know if he has a master plan. I think you're giving him too much credit.
Nah, that doesn't make any sense. We're talking about how Kotaro is basically conveniently shoehorned into scenes when the writers need him to be.
Yeah,
what you just said doesn't make any sense. It has no relevance to what we're talking about. What the fuck?
What's that word when you're like the...
I know, yeah, there's a word for it. I don't know. Fuck.
I don't know.
When you're a plot convenience, when he's convenient to the plot.
Contrived. It's contrived?
Contrived.
Is he just a contrived character in general?
I don't know. There's like a word, like an object that something is. I don't remember.
A deus ex machina?
A MacGuffin?
I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe if I have any fans out there, or if anyone's listening, you don't have to be my fan. You could just think of the word that I'm thinking about and then post it on. Thanks.
The real question is if you guys are tired of Kotaro or not.
I'm tired.
Yeah, Torie just said she's tired.
I don't know if he got that. But
yeah, I got you. I just wonder if everybody else is tired of Kotaro at this point.
Everybody else? Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the audience would be thinking of him at this point. I mean, we have a tendency to look at things a bit more seriously than we should be. Like, really, this is probably just some fucking like Saturday morning show, like a cartoon that kids watch or something, and we're over here like
Kotaro's character makes no sense.
Yeah.
Well, are you still a fan, Coby? Because you seem like a Kotaro fan.
I'm still a Kotaro fan. I mean, I thought he showed some humanity in this episode about talking to Junko, and I like that side of him. It makes me think that he does have these zombies' best interest in mind, and I'm excited to see what comes next from him.
He always seems human, and then he seems inhuman. It's too much for me.
I hope he's a zombie. That's what I actually hope.
Wow. That would be quite a twist. Although we've seen him in the hot tub already, and in the the sauna.
Yeah.
And
in the mud.
Yeah, there we go. That too.
All right, so that theory doesn't hold much water, but we'll see.
But what if he is like half zombie?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
So that's how he turned the girls into
like
zombies.
zombie from the waist down or some shit. Like
it's like he is a zombie, but he doesn't express the traits of a zombie. Like, it's like
he's a zombie in spirit.
Yeah, or
zombie spirit.
He has the genes for a zombie, but it's
All
not
right.
a zombie.
We're getting too wild again.
All right, what happens next?
So some days pass by. The rest of the group, Franchouchou, decide to practice with I, and they're hard at work. And then it's the day of the Saga Rock, which once you know it, there is a chance of thunderstorm rolling in that day, which isn't good for I. But nonetheless, they're all going in, and everyone's pretty much make-upped up and suited to go, ready to head into the Franchouchou van.
They got new outfits too.
Yeah, they got new outfits, the outfits that we see from the OP. And it seems that Junko isn't ready to join them until she jumps over the gate as the van is driving away, and smack! She gets run over for some zombie humor.
I laughed. I did laugh.
Yeah, me too.
I laughed too.
That got me.
They require at least one scene of funny zombie antics.
Humor.
Yeah, and that was it.
Yeah, I'll give it up for that one. That
and
was
I
a good
liked Kataru's face too at that moment. He's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
He was like, "Whoops."
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody else notice that? I guess they did.
And Sakura has a little bit of a like, I remember this for some reason, as like Junko's flying in the air after she got run over. But yeah, so Junko is back on the team and she is ready to go.
To go to Saga Rock, and then it switches over to,
Rock.
I guess, kind of Ai's personal trauma, which is, I would imagine, pretty traumatizing. Like, if I got struck by lightning, I would not want to go out on stage when it starts raining.
Yeah, okay. Like I said, I don't understand Junko's issue on this whole thing, but I could totally understand Ai's issue. Like, that is something she literally died from. I would be horrified.
Yeah, I mean, she's got big swinging balls to just be on that stage again. Like, props to her. I think she might be topping the best girl list for me, honestly. And I like her a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, Saga Rock comes on, and Iron Frill, Ai's old group, they begin performing, and everyone loves them. And their pop scene is not in 3D animation; it's in beautiful, regular animated 2D anime.
It looks good. They look really nice.
Yeah, they look nice. I like
Very
them.
fluid.
And I love their frills on their their dresses. Iron frill. Get it?
I get it.
Oh, it was good.
But was it made of iron?
Let's just
I
say
don't
yes.
think so. Iron doesn't
Yeah.
move like that.
Well, you know what? To keep the frills from like falling down, they probably wire it with iron or aluminum, but maybe iron.
Aluminum.
I don't know. Some sort of malleable.
Yeah, I get it. Anyways, everyone loves them, and I is getting some flashbacks again as to like, I've seen this before, or did I say
Sakura.
Sorry, Sakura. Sakura's seen them before, and Ai's looking at them like, she's got this look on her face like, man, I remember being in that group, and I don't know if they'll ever approach this, but like. So she was a part of the Iron Frill group, and they're both performing on the same concert stage on the same day, but they never mention anything of Iron Frill noticing her or anything like that.
Well, I think it's implied that they're not the big shit at this concert. They're like the lower.
I know.
Group, so
Whether or not they're the big shit, I'm just wondering, does Iron Frill, those members that she used to perform with alongside with all those years ago, do they recognize her?
I bet
Because
not at
they must have
this
stayed
moment,
around.
but I bet this is just like laying the foundation for when they become big, and then we're gonna have.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing we will have more interactions with Iron Frill in a future episode. I mean, it's only episode 7, so I think there's still plenty of time for them to interact.
Yeah, but I think it was implied that they weren't there because a lot of people were leaving anyway.
Yeah, a lot of people
off
left.
the
Oh
stage.
yeah, I gotcha.
A lot of people are like,
Okay.
oh, it's raining. Screw these
I
guys.
get it. All right, so yeah, basically, Franchouchou do their performance, and the rain starts pouring, and a lot of people are leaving, and they're like, "Who the hell is this? Oh, it's some group I've never heard of before." All right, I'm not missing much, and so a lot of people book it. But there are some fans that stick around, including their first fans when they performed at that rock metal
Metalheads.
concert.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that metal venue.
I like how the guy, even though I don't think this was true foreshadowing, but he has like lightning bolts on his head.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh.
He's ready.
Whoa.
What do you think of their second song or their new song?
The first one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think either of their songs are very good.
I liked it better than their first song.
Me
And
too.
when they sang that first song after their new song, I was like, God, this song sucks. Like if you read the translation, I have no idea what they're talking about.
Which
It's a bunch
one?
of the second song.
Their
Their
original song, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
their debut song. They're just talking about a bunch of random shit.
They're
like-
talking about getting pumped up and shit.
Yeah, but it just doesn't make any sense.
Heh.
It doesn't make sense.
I like their
Alright.
second song. I mean, because
Yeah.
it's so confusing. They did a new song first and then their original song second.
Yeah.
So I like
Yeah,
their
so-
I like their new song.
The
I
new
like-
song, okay.
New
Yeah.
song. I liked it too. I just wish they didn't do it in 3D animation.
There it is, and man, I was so ready for them to bust out that beautiful 2D animation that we just saw for Iron Frill. And here it is again with the 3D animation. And, sorry, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say when they first started out, and I know they were talking about I who is afraid of the thunder.
Yeah, when I kind of kicks it off with the singing, but she's very scared and shaky and
But the
mumbles.
audience says like, oh, they look really tense. Like, oh,
Is this how it's supposed to look?
yeah, is this how it's supposed to look? And I was like, in my head, that's how we as the audience think because they're doing 3D animation. Like, it just looks all like robotic.
I would have loved it if it started off in the 3D animation, and then as the song went on and as it became more and more fluid, it kind of shifted back to that animation style that they used for Iron Frill. And then it would have been like, oh, that's why they used that animation, because they're not a real fluid pop idol group yet. But then once they became one, then they actually use like the actual 2D animation. That would have been a really cool little transformation there. But no, they just stick with the same 3D shitty shit through both songs.
I think in the idea of animation, they think 3D is cool. No matter how it looks or what it is.
I think 3D is just cheaper
You think so?
and it's easier to do.
Hmm. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because you don't you don't have to like draw.
Oh, it's true.
you
It
don't have
might,
to
it
render
might
out
be
page by
easier to
page.
do dance moves and stuff like that
Yeah.
with animation
Yeah, that's true.
instead of doing frame by
But
frame.
it's
by
still
frame.
like weird because they didn't have it as like a 60 frame per second fluid animation. It was
That's
like
true.
like a 12 frame per
and,
second
and
animation
they've
or something like
practiced
that.
and they've danced with 2D animation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
so
doesn't make any
It
sense.
just must be it's their intention, I guess, to do it this way because it's supposed to look better. But we don't
yeah.
like it.
Disagree. Anyways, after their first song, the audience is well. First of all, after their first song, a bolt of lightning strikes the stage, and everything is blown to shit. The lights are blown, and the audience is like, "Whoa!" Kind of like, well, they're shocked, of course.
Ha! Ha!
And the girls, they come out unscathed, and Ai's like, "What?" And then I think it was either Junko or Sakura that looks at her and be like,
think
"Oh,
it
it's because we're zombies."
Zombies.
And they're kind of like glowing.
So lucky they're not normal human girls, or else
Yeah.
they would have died
They
horribly.
would have all died.
Yeah, or they're lucky that their body parts just didn't fall apart
off
from
or
the
fry.
shock. Yeah.
Mhm.
Instead, it created this glowing, weird effect. I blame on the shoe polish that Kotaro put
There's
on
some
them
chemical
before.
on it.
Zombie
That-
polish, you mean? It's clearly made for zombies.
Mhm.
Oh, of course, of course.
Yeah. So they're glowing blue. They've like stored up this electric energy in their body, I guess. And then when they sing for their second song, they become auto-tuned.
Oh,
And it's even
God.
worse than the original.
It's so stupid when you say it out loud. It's like the lightning makes them glow and it makes them auto-tuned, and they shoot lasers out of their hands.
Yeah, that too.
It's,
So stupid. But
it
I
was-
liked it. I was smiling through it.
You know, I get it. It was they were going for like a kind of absurdist shit right there.
Yeah, I like the idea, but
Yeah.
I don't like the execution because
Yeah.
listening to it the whole time and then watching it with the 3D animation is just, it's like awkward to the
yeah.
ears, awkward to the eyes.
I completely agree. Yes, I like the idea. I don't like the execution. And the 3D animation, I can't say enough how much it distracts me from. I think that's probably why I don't like the song so much, honestly, because I have to watch it. I have to listen to it alongside this shitty looking performance.
If just to go back to their new song, I like how it had like rock tones in it too. It was like, they're going to that rock genre just a little bit. So it was nice to listen to.
Yep, and they close off to a rousing applause from the audience, and the reporter that we've seen these past few episodes, his mouth is agape, and he's like, "Whoa, did I just see all that?" And we don't know what he's talking about.
Right. But is he the one publishing those news articles, do you think?
Oh, maybe.
Maybe she's the one. Angels, what was it? It was like Angels.
Angels descend upon Saga.
So do you think that's implying that he knows that they're dead?
He wrote the headline for that. Oh, yeah, that could be it. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, I could totally see that. That makes total sense.
Whatever it is, I just need his storyline to pick up a little faster. Because it's been like, 3 or 4 episodes since he first saw them. It's like where he clearly recognizes them from the beginning. He's like, I recognize them. And then it's like every episode's like, hey, I recognize them. And at the end of this one's like, hey, I think I recognize them. It's like, okay, we get it. You recognize them.
Yeah, why can't they just at least give us some cliffhangers or something about the story so we can get for more information?
Yeah, they haven't really progressed past that first stage of they look familiar.
I guess they're saving him. They're putting him in his pocket to when they start running out ideas from the girls.
Yeah.
Well, finally, it's like the cliffhanger is this goes into my book of Kutaro actually has a master plan theories. It's like when they were done performing and everyone's cheering, he says like, finally, it has begun. Which I clearly take as this is the part of his plan that's starting, and now we're going to kick into high gear starting next episode. Mark my words.
Is that what he said?
He says finally it has begun.
Finally they look like idol girls.
No,
he said finally it has begun.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'll mark your words, Coby. You said a lot of words.
I do say a lot of words, but these ones are
too many words to mark.
Is a genius.
Wait. What episode was this again?
Episode 7.
7.
What was your theory about when Tai Yamada would finally wake up?
Episode 9.
Did you say episode? Oh, episode 9.
I said episode. So I still have 2
episode
episodes.
9. Are you sure?
I thought you said episode 8.
I thought I said 9.
Shit. Someone go back and listen. Ah, man. I don't even remember. Did you say that in the first episode review?
Yeah,
I think you did.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
we'll go back.
We'll quote you.
We'll roast you for it.
Fine. I'm going to be right. 9. Episode 9, which I believe is what I said, is when she's going to wake up.
Okay. We'll see. I think that's about it. I'm done talking.
Yeah, I mean, it's enjoyable. It's like I didn't dislike the episode. I didn't love the episode or anything, but it wasn't. It was good.
I think it was pretty solid. Yeah.
I think it was subpar.
Always the contrarian.
Yeah.
Okay, Coby, would you like to sign us off?
Sure. You've been listening to this on Nerd Blaze. Like, comment, and subscribe. All that fun stuff. We're on here a lot. If you want to leave a comment, that's great. If not, that's fine too, and we'll be back next week with another exciting review of Zombie Land Saga. Again, you're listening to this on Nerd Blaze.
Yeah, here's an idea. Share it with your friends. Got any anime nerds?
Just be like, hey, listen to this.
You got any family? Your crazy uncle that loves anime?
Thanksgiving's coming up. It's the perfect gift to give thanks to.
A real conversation starter.
Wait, do you give gifts on Thanksgiving?
I mean, no, you don't normally, but now you can. It's a Black Friday deal. This is what this is. You can give this for free to somebody on Black Friday, and it'll be such a deal. And any day, really, because why not?
Mm-hmm. All right, well, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.